Top of the game. Salute, salute, salute. You already know what it is. The 212 show. We back. It's a little premature. I've been conversing back and forth with Harlem Legend as I put my studio together working. So I really didn't have no real, return expectations until next week. However, I happened to come across, artist to artist, the podcast. Shout out to Jim Jones. I watched the episode with him and Joe Buttons. But I'm sitting there, basically welcoming, the brother with over arms and stuff like that. And then we get to a part in the segment where he asks Joe Buttons the question, yo, how do you feel about culture vulture? Oh, I'm lying. Excuse me. Let me correct that. How do you feel about gatekeeping? Get it? Culture vulture? But anyway, gatekeeping. And Joe Buttons says, he's all for it, depending on who's at the gate.
Because gatekeeping, as much as I hate it, keeps some rules and regulations to how things happen. So the oversaturated population of artists is like gatekeeping definitely used to help that out.
I'm a fan of gatekeeping. I'm just not a fan. Who's at the gate?
What?
Then he goes on to say, if it's one of us, so be it. It's something within that nature. And I was cool with that too, to a certain extent. But then Jimmy commits to going into his little emotional bag without appearing to be emotional and says,
how you feel about the podcasters that very irresponsible? I don't want to name no names, but they
that are very irresponsible.
People, very irresponsible. Talk about people, downgrade people, kick people when they down, clickbait, all the nasty stuff.
What about the irresponsible YouTubers? And so I rewinded it, looked at this expression, and Joe Buttons asked him, what you mean irresponsible? Irresponsible. And Joe Buttons said, well, with that...
How you get it is how you get it. I'm minding my business.
Do his head, with that, I mind my business. Jimmy, that was Joe Buttons giving you the cue. Dude. And he said it. He says enough money for everybody. So let me stop right there. Jimmy, I'm not going to call you Jomo. Jomo should be a name that people who grew up with you call you. You know what I mean? It's somewhat affectionate name with your friends, your real friends. I'm not your friend, but I am your brother. And as your brother's keeper, let me say this to you, Jimmy, right? Welcome to YouTube. I ain't saying the dog side of YouTube. You ain't built for that. But I will say, welcome to YouTube. Bro, it's enough money out here for all of us, right? But don't come in here with that high air because you Jim Jones, the rapper, and think that automatically you sit on the top of the totem pole with everybody else. No, bro. You under us. You a rookie. You know what that means? I mean, you have to earn your keep. You have to earn your bones around here, bro. And you talking to me. I'm the prop master of this shit. You know what I mean? And we know you was talking about Hassan, China, Harlem Legend, because you feel like in some way or fashion, they slighted you or did you wrong. No, Jimmy, you did you wrong. Every time you do something irresponsible, like a good example, you called out Nas. Why would you call out Nas? My personal opinion, he didn't win the battle against Hov. He fought back eventually. A few months later, he fought back.
Leonardo DiCaprio niggas that, I got a podcast. And I was like, all right, that's cheating. You cheating now. But niggas that's like me, go ahead. I ain't gatekeeping. It's too much out here. It's too much. My money ain't your money. Your money ain't my money. I don't think nobody's in the way. I think it helped the ecosystem, whether niggas is getting along or whether niggas is beefing. It all helped the same fucking ecosystem. It's all coming from the same fucking pot. More niggas should do it. I've been telling niggas that for 10 years. Niggas laughed in my face. Said, get the fuck out of here. I'm glad.
The nasty side of it.
Oh, see, that's that
and
part.
some of them are very big. Some of them are making millions and millions of dollars off of the rhetoric that they kicking and shit like that.
That's where I'm on my business. I'm responsible for how I run my broadcast and the things that's said on the microphones up there and the guests I bring up there and how we carry it, how we talk.
The journalist, do you feel
I'm not
every journalist should have some type of responsibility and accountability?
Journalists should. That's why I'm not a journalist. I'm not a journalist. I'm never going to be that responsible.
Nas did a whole mixtape getting at you, you know, what it's called 400 Bands and Omerta, him and Raekwon, and I don't hear you getting back at Nas yet. You started it, and he basically finished it. That's where your focus should be at, not us, man. You know, you just came through the gate and already talking about gatekeeping, irresponsible podcast. First of all, let me give you the rules of engagement with YouTube. You do a pretty decent job to safeguard children. When we go in the settings of YouTube and ask us, is it made for kids? Anything under 18? We check no. Why? We're being responsible, Jimmy. All right. So once again, welcome to YouTube. We have no problem with you. Joe Budden told you it's enough for everybody, man. But get in where you fit in and mind your business, man. Don't come worried about what people doing over here, man. You know, a lot of you guys, remember he mentioned DiCaprio. He feel like that's a cheat. Well, to us, you a cheat. You a rapper. Why you want to come into our arena all of a sudden? And then you think you coming in to apply rules. You don't have no say so, Jimmy. All right? Right now, your podcast can go boom and do 1 trillion views. It don't mean nothing to us. You know why? You didn't earn it, Jimmy. You know people in the game, so they helped you get in. And now you're going to come in and already you're aiming and pointing the finger at the dudes like myself, Hassan Campbell, Harlem Legend, China, and a few other individuals that's on YouTube that earned that bone. We got this from the ground floor. You know what I mean? Hassan was before me. Well, I was during the Hassan period. I was posting yacht parties and stuff like that. And then I came over and I started vibing and talking. Of course, when I came over, it opened the floodgates for a whole bunch of people to come behind. Oh, CK doing it? Well, we gonna do it. You already know I don't get at you. This is not an attack on you. For those that's gonna view this video, this is not an attack on Jim Jones. But he revealed his hand already. You doing this to spitefully interrupt or disrupt people's livelihood. People living off it. We eating off of this, bro. You know what I mean? Find you never angry. You need to try to, reconcile with Cam or something. I mean, to get you a real bag and learn how to become a productive team member. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing out of everything, Jimmy. You know what I mean? Once again, salute to you, beloved. You know what I mean? And all that. East side. But keep in mind, we're gonna be watching you, man. All right? Don't do it to yourself, man. All right? It's a warning, man. Don't come on YouTube worried about us. All right? Anytime I seen dudes get at you, it's only because of something that came out of your mouth. Something that you did. And keep in mind, you don't owe us nothing, but you never extended your hand to feed us. So you know what that means? That means that the first time you come through with them little hip-hop, fake politics or trying to block, all the rest of that, nigga, we gonna come at you with everything we got. All right? So, be nice, man. All right? And by the way, tell Christian I said hi. You know what I mean? That said, salute, 212 show. We back. And the crazy part about I'm putting my studio back together, make it look a little classy and all that. And you interrupted my work, man. You know what I mean? But I had to say something. You know why? Because once I say it, everybody on YouTube is gonna understand what I got that out the way. You know, like I said, it's just me, you know, talking to the brother, let him know, listen, bro, don't come here with that, man. We doing what we doing. Yeah, a couple of dudes got at you, but that shit was self-inflicted. But that's another, you know, another thing you'll have to work on in your own time and space. I'm not your father. You know what I'm saying? But what I want to talk to people about is, I know you've probably seen the drop where, you know, I do 31 seconds of basically just trending topics. You know, I salute the people, my regular, you know, CK thing, but then I went off a list of topics that whatever, you know, and within a matter of 31 seconds. And then the 31-second drop actually leads you to this, what you see here, 31 minutes. You know what I mean? So look forward to it. Like I said, if Jimmy had not said, you know, the gatekeeper thing, I wouldn't have done this video today. I was gonna wait until I could start fresh Monday. So I'm still, as you can see, putting my studio together, stuff like that. I still got some things that need to be, you know, taken and move around or whatever. I had to put some things, and you know, we found date this little area right here, whatever. And it's time to get back to work, man. I took my little break, my little vacation or whatever, and you know, I'm back. I'm on it. You know. But that said, shout out to OG Blue and all the rest of the guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, Jimmy, when the thing was going on with you and Mandu, I did make a phone call and talk to the brother. You know, this is way before anybody else tried to get involved and piggyback on it. The first thing I said, yo, that's Jimmy, man. I said, yo, listen, CK, he has to motherfucking learn, you know, to put some respect on it. And I talked to my brother, and we kind of had an exchange where we went back and forth about it. And by you immediately coming in attacking YouTube, it kind of showed me that maybe I should have mind my business. All right, so this is one to grow on, Jimmy. All right, salute 212 channel. We out. Yeah, and one more thing, Jimmy. I almost forgot, man. This is the most important thing I got ever see in my mouth. If you come on YouTube talking that fly shit, I mean you just entered my house. All right, don't come in my shit. And the words of Hassan Campbell, you come in my shit, you wipe your goddamn shoes off, and you pay homage to the author, all right? Anything outside of that is considered plagiarism, homie. You know what I mean? I'm the fly guy. I started it. I'm the only one in that lane and all that. So yeah, talking about wearing that shit, yeah, I does that, man. Even on my birthday, all right? Don't get it twisted, homie. Salute to 212. Salute, we out of here.
Command power and never go so hard that you really disgrace God and never let a cat play